want to tell you a brief story that I didn't get a chance to tell last year because I talked too much about my own personal life. This story is called The Rise and the Fall. I picture bowling in the way that I meet everyone, which is by hanging out online pretending to be a beautiful Hawaiian girl. It's a good way to meet people. We met online, we hit it off immediately. I'm very witty, and he's very witty, and I'm very attractive, and he's very attractive, and we thought, well, this is perfect, and so we decided to meet in real life. And so we went on a lovely date to El Vez, and we had Mexican food, ole, and we had martinis, or magnolias, or margaritas? What is wrong with me? I have a problem. We had margaritas, and we had guacamole, and we had a lovely time. We had so much fun that we decided to do it again the very next night. Because if there's something that I possess more than any other quality, it's patience. I was like, we should go out immediately again. So we went out again the next night, and then we went out again the third night, and then by the fourth night was a Thursday. And on Thursdays, I like to go to Sisters, which is a lesbian bar, where they have open bar and karaoke and a buffet on Thursday nights. Because lesbians know how to do it right. See, lesbian, I made it up to you. I'm sorry about the cat time. So I invited him to Sisters, and so he was like, well, let's bring all our friends. So I invited all my friends, and he invited all his friends, and we just stood at the door, and we're like, welcome to our reception, the buffet's over there, feel free to go to the bar, and it was perfect, it was heaven. Anyway, we continued to date for a couple of months, and we texted ridiculous amounts, and again, I was just on him like a crazy person. I should say that at this point in my life, I was a little bit crazy, but I was trying to fight it off by just dating my way through it, which is a terrible idea. You cannot date your way through crazy, and I didn't know that at the time, but I was a little nuts. So, he had a friend. I'm going to call her Teresa because I don't, there's nothing bad about her here, but I just in case, who cares? Anyway, so Teresa was the guardian friend, and I'm sure a lot of you have a guardian friend. So they're a gatekeeper. You cannot pass. You cannot pass. The person who's like, I don't like this man for you. He looks weird, and I check his Facebook, and he doesn't have a job. So Teresa seemed to like me, but she was on my shit. And here's the thing, what I used to do before I did hosting things is I would just write a blog about all my feelings. Now I just say things on stage, and it's fine. And my boyfriend's okay with it, apparently. I don't know, are you okay? I don't get it. But I used to write this blog about all my thoughts and feelings. And so I wrote this blog post about how I thought that Jake was going to break up with me because I have a lot of anxiety problems. And I thought, well, like, I should just make it into like a comedic blog post and everyone will enjoy it on the internet because no one, whatever. So Teresa read this blog post and she's like, I don't like this guy for you, Jake. And so it started to deteriorate really quickly. And I could see from the outside that something was going on, and I just tried to date my way through it, Like, let's go out every day, let's text you all the time, and it didn't work. So right before Valentine's Day, in fact, the day before Valentine's Day, I had it all set up. We went to El Vez. I used to work for the organization that runs El Vez, so I had some corporate cash. So I was like, we can get as many magnolias as you want. Guacamole's on me. And we were sitting at the table that was catty corner to the table where we had our first date. But it was just awkward, and the air was out of it. And I could see the couple that was at our table, and they're like, how, happy Valentine's Day, la la la. And I knew it was over. And so we finished our meal, and we walked outside. And I'm like, so what's going on with us? And he's like, yeah, I don't think we should see each other anymore. And I'm heartbroken, because if I don't have someone to love me, well then I don't exist. Because I'm a character in a Tyler Perry movie, essentially. And so I'm already on my phone, like defriending all his friends, like Teresa, now block, yeah, goodbye, and like writing mean things to them, and like I'm like it's 4 in the morning and I'm drunk already, but it's not. I'm just like I never liked you, your hair is weird. And he's like, do you want to go to Banana Leaf? Teresa and Philip are over there. We can hang out. And I was like, you just dumped me. Now you want to just hang out? And so I did. I mean, what else do you do? And that was the beginning of what has become a really fantastic friendship that started by being dumped right near Valentine's Day. And Jake has become my guardian friend. He's become the one who's like, now, back off, you crazy motherfucker. I saw you on Grindr and you are not good. And that's an old ass picture. So like I said, I I'd been going through a weird period in my life, and eventually it came to a head, and I was doing a lot of changing. I was doing a lot of work on myself, and I was like really trying to power through it, not just date through. In fact, I hadn't dated anybody for a year. I was really trying to work on myself. And it's hard when you're trying to work on yourself. It's really hard to sort of really, to say, okay, today I'm going to get out of bed, and I'm not going to be perfect, but I'm going to be the best I can be, because I'm a strong black woman, and I don't need no man. And sometimes I forgot that. Sometimes I forgot that my name starts with a capital letter, okay? And so sometimes I made bad life choices. And one of the bad life choices, we're going to call him Anderson Cooper. Who cares? And the first time I met Anderson Cooper, it was a mutual friend. And he's like what do you call it? A white person. White person. And which is fine. Like I'm totally cool with all white people, most white people. Like Jefferson Davis, yeah, look at him. I'm wasting time. I'm sorry.
I was just letting you enjoy yourself.
Speed it up, Lara. We gotta go home. Anyway, the point is, so I met him and through a mutual friend, and I watched him over the course of the evening pick up this like guy who was like straight out of prison, like this like black hoe who was straight out of prison. And and there's a certain type of Caucasian person who likes that in like our community, like gay community. And I was like, whatever. He's a person who likes that, and I was like, whatever. I judge him for that, but I am not going to say anything. 3 or 4 months later, we are playing softball together, and again, it was one of those days where I felt like I forgot that my name starts with a capital letter, and like our team lost to his team, and so he like we were going down the line and doing a high five, or I don't know what happens in softball, but instead of high fiving me, he slapped me on the ass, and that's all I needed. That's all the encouragement that I needed, and so I started to date him, even though I'm not a straight out of prison hoe who doesn't know any better. But I forgot who I was for a second. I forgot, and for about 3 months of seconds, and he was mean to me, and we got into weird fights at restaurants that have like people, and then it was embarrassing. And his dog used to like sleep in my spot and just punch me in the face. It was just a lot of aggression. And so and even though I'm not good at picking sometimes, I am good, I will say, at moving. And like I said, my life had been going to a better and better and better place. And so I moved. I found a place to move to, and I got all my stuff together. And I said to Jake, and I said to Anderson Cooper, and I said to my other friend Thomas, I was like, I need you to help me move. I'm really good at moving, so it's going to take 45 minutes, which is the truth. I am so good at moving. And Anderson Cooper was not trying to have it. He woke up, he was grumpy, he was not trying to have it. I was like, I'll make you a brunch. I'm going to make you brunch. We're going to move for 45 minutes. It's going to be the best experience of your entire life. And everyone else was having a great time. Anderson Cooper was not. He was grumpy, he was mean the entire day. And so we get to the apartment, and it takes 45 minutes. It's so good at moving. And I start to make brunch. And I've made muffins, and I've made pancakes, and I've made waffles, and I've done all these things into a house I just moved into. And Anderson's like, where's the bacon? And I was like, oh, I forgot. And I felt like, for a second, I felt like Whoopi Goldberg in Color Purple. I was like, oh, gee, oh, I'm sorry. And so I run out and I go get some bacon because sometimes you make bad choices and you forget that your name starts with a capital letter. And so I went out and I go back and I make the bacon. I'm trying to fumbling with this weird microwave thing you buy off a TV to make a bacon crisp. And I'm trying, and bacon keeps coming out, and he's like, it's not crisp enough, it's not crisp enough, not crisp enough. Who is this man? Why the bacon? And finally Jake's like, hold on, I'm gonna make some bacon for you. Jake's from West Virginia, and he tells it to you straight. So he gets up there, and he gets on the stove, and he puts the bacon in the pan, and it's sizzling, and I'm chatting, and trying to make everybody happy, and just fussing around. And I start to smell the bacon's burning, and Jake's just looking at me, and he's smiling. And the bacon keeps cooking, keeps burning, until it's black. Black like ceiling from Color Purple. And he takes it out the pan, and he puts it right in front of Anderson Cooper, and he says, it's crispy enough for you? And in that moment, I remembered that my name started with a capital letter, and that I have a guardian friend who sometimes, I forget who I am, but friend never does. So I will say this, the moral of the story is bros before hoes, and bacon before everything.